What's up, everyone? You're listening to Confessions of a Gym Rat, getting you through the 9 to 5 as healthily and happily as possible. I hope you guys have had a fantastic first week of 2023. I feel like we're in that phase now where it's like, oh, brand new year, like brand new start. And then we're gonna close our eyes and the next thing we know, it's gonna be March and we're gonna be like, what the fuck just happened? Anyway, though, I am hyped up on caffeine and ready to talk to you guys today. Very exciting news. I am taking a trip to California next week. So this was a very last minute, impulsive, like didn't really think about it decision from me. So I had, by the way, this is a wild story. I have a terrible habit of waking up in the middle of the night and checking my phone. I've put screen reminders like on my phone, like screen limiters, so after, I think it's like midnight, it's like you're out of screen time, except I just keep going around them. Apple gives you the option when you do that to be like, oh, just one more minute or 15 more minutes or like cancel for today. So in my like half sleep, half awake state, I just go, yeah, 15 more minutes, and I'm on Instagram and checking my text messages in the middle of the night, and it's horrible. But anyway, I've really got to fix that. I don't know. Maybe I need to see, I can't shut my phone off because it's my alarm. Unless I just use an alarm clock. I don't know. I'll figure that out. That's a me problem. But so I wake up in the middle of the night. It's like 1 a.m. I guess. And I go into my Instagram direct message requests. Like, why? Why is that the first thing I go to? I don't know. And I see a DM from Bradley Martin. And if you don't know who Bradley Martin is, he owns Raw Gear, very popular fitness clothing company, and the Zoo Culture gym in California, very popular gym. This guy's super, super, super famous and well known in the fitness industry world, is basically the point. And I see a message from him and I click on it and I'm like, no, there's no way that he's in my direct messages right now. So I click on the profile just to make sure it's actually him. Sure is. And the message just says, hey, I'm opening the second Zoo Culture location in wherever, California, Saturday, January 14th at 11 a.m. I'd love for you to come. Hope you can make it. So again, it's like 1 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm just going to leave this because I have no idea if this is like real or not, okay? So I fall back asleep, I guess, and then I wake up at like 6:30. I don't know why, I just do. And I'm like, okay, let me check if that was real or if that was a dream from last night. So I go back into my messages. It's there. So I respond at 6 in the morning like a psychopath, and I'm like, oh, I would love to come, let me just book a flight. So I go into my United app. Apparently, like, I don't know if this is like a temporary thing. I've never seen this before. United is offering discounted fares for people between the ages of 18 and 23. I don't really know why. Like, it doesn't really make sense. It's not like you're mine. I don't know. But I could get tickets there and back for like under $300 a piece. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me wait for like an hour and a half until one out of the two of my parents is up so I can get some sort of like, I don't know. I felt the need to like tell my parents like, hey, I'm gonna do this. Not really ask their permission, but just like let someone know before I go and purchase. So I wait like an hour. I wake back up again like 7:30. I text my dad and I'm like, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna go. And he's like, well, okay, have fun. So I'm like, all right, book my flight and my flight home from my bed, literally on my phone, book a hotel from my bed on my phone, almost charge it to my company credit card, but I caught it just in time and we fixed that. And then I went downstairs to have some breakfast and said to my mom, hey, I'm going to California next week. Can you drive me to the airport? And she goes, oh, well, this doesn't sound like a work trip if it's on the weekend. And I said, no, ma'am. No, it's not. So I'm going to be spending a quick 48 hours in Los Angeles. So if any of you guys have actually any like food recommendations or anything, I will gladly take them. I'm going to be staying like very close to LAX because I'm not really going to be doing much else. I'm basically going for the gym opening and to meet a bunch of people and stuff. And then I'm going to send my butt back home to the East Coast. Like, I feel like traveling for guys and going on like vacations for guys is very different than for girls. And Los Angeles, like, I'm sure you know, like, there's good parts to Los Angeles, like the Beverly Hills, and like, you go a little bit more north and there's Calabasas, which I think is technically out of Los Angeles. I don't know, who am I to say? But there's also the shitty parts of LA. So, I do wish I could stay for a few more days and kind of like explore more and walk around and all that kind of stuff, but I'm gonna be very honest, I'm scared too, as a young woman. So I won't be doing that, but I'm very excited to go back to California. I went last summer for the first time and it was so much fun. I went down to Orange County, loved it. So I'm very, very excited that I kind of just was spontaneous and did this. There's a great list of people going. I know Joe Baena's going. And if you don't know who that is, you need to pause this podcast, educate yourself, because he's very important in the fitness industry, and then come back. So hopefully by the time you're listening to this sentence, you know who Joe Baena is, but he is the son of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I heard him talk, I believe it was on the Unwaxed podcast first, and then he might have been on Chicks in the Office, but I don't know. But I definitely, like, I knew who he was. He's an actor, but he's also obviously into bodybuilding and stuff. And he was on Dancing with the Stars this past season, so you guys know how I love Dancing with the Stars. I was very hyped that he was on because I was like, oh, I know this guy. And now, of course, whenever I see his name, I'm only going to hear it as, you know, that little announcer guy from Dancing with the Stars that has like an English accent, and he'll be like, now dancing the foxtrot, it's Joseph Baena. That was really good, by the way. I'm pretty good at impressions. Anyway, they announced that he was going to be there, so he reposted it on his story, and I was like, you know what, why not? Let's just answer. So I slid up and I was like, yay, like, see you there, excited, or something like that. And he fucking replied. And of course I didn't see it, him being like 3 hours behind. I guess he replied at night. And I didn't see it until I woke up in the middle of the night again and went to my Instagram. But he replied and was like, oh, when do you fly in? Like, very excited to meet you. And I was at a loss of words. We had a very quick conversation, which ended with him liking a message, and so he ended the conversation, and that's probably expected, so I'm just gonna let that not hurt my ego. But I'm still like, it's not processing in my brain that he saw my message and responded to me, and I'm just like over here having a casual conversation with a celebrity. I don't know, man. I'm like, it's just me. I'm gonna meet him in person. He's gonna be like, oh my God, you're 5'2.5". Like, I don't know. Which, like, actually I wanted to bring up, I'm kind of nervous to go, and I know I shouldn't be. Like, I've told you guys, fake it till you make it. That attitude will bring you everywhere. And I'm sure you guys know by now I'm a pretty good talker. So I'm gonna fake my shit until I make it out there. I've been to Texas before. I've been to Alpha Land, or not Alpha Land, I went to the Alpha Elite Gym. Met a bunch of people there and it was so much fun. But this is like next level. Like I'm not just going to the gym and meeting like a bunch of similar people who like also have fitness accounts. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's son type of people that are gonna be there. And I've heard, like I really haven't spent time in LA, but I've heard that LA is very, who do you know here and status, and I have none of that. So, I mean, maybe I could say I know Joe Baena now. Does that count? I've talked to him before. I don't know. But I'm very nervous, just this small gal from Jersey traveling solo to a pretty big thing. But I'll keep you updated, and next week I'll probably have a recap on the whole entire trip. But very, very excited. I don't know, I'm very excited. As I'm a little nervous, but very excited, and I have a bunch of like trips planned for this year, or like in the works of being planned for this year. And I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I don't know. I feel like I'm 23. I don't have a family. I don't have like rent to pay for besides like whatever I pay my mom for. So I would love to travel and do as much as I can before I'm like really tied down, you know? But yeah, that's it. So that's my little trip news. I was very, very excited to tell you guys about that. I have a lot I want to talk to you guys about today, but I have something I need to get off my chest because this has been bothering me. And I said last week how I always think about things when I'm like driving or in the car, and I'm like, oh, this, like, I need to talk about this on my podcast because I need to get this out of my system. And then I get in front of the mic and I'm like, nothing happens. Life is perfect. Thank you. But you know what I want to bring up? If there's anyone out there who abuses their brights when driving, knock it the fuck off. That's all I have to say. Knock it the fuck off. I don't know if it's because I have contacts, because I have shitty eyesight, because I know it doesn't happen to everyone, but it does happen to a lot of people. Driving at night, I get a really bad glare. So if you're just driving with like your normal lights on, as you should be at night, when I'm passing someone, specifically on a dark road, not like a highway, it's like really bright for me. So I drive a little bit slow at night just to, you know, take things easy. So when people have their brights on, it, like, I literally can't see shit and have to like basically stop my car. There has been so many times where I see people like one of their lights are out or something, so instead of getting their headlights fixed, they drive with their fucking brights on. And that shit like, you need to not do that. I'm just gonna be completely honest. I don't know if I have zero tolerance to, because I'm from New Jersey and we're notoriously assholes about how other people drive and how we drive. But if your headlights are broken, get them fucking fixed. I'm sorry, somebody needs to tell you. Get them fixed, because you're literally endangering yourself and other people by driving with them on. Because just in case you were aware, if you're coming head on with someone, or if you're driving like close behind someone, you're not supposed to have your brights on, because they can't fucking see, they can't fucking see shit. So if you're driving with your brights on because you don't realize you should turn them off, or because you're too lazy to get your headlights fixed, on behalf of everyone, I think I could say everyone, please stop doing that. Thank you. I had to get that off my chest because it's been happening a lot lately, or people will like have their brights on and like not turn them off when I'm coming, and I can't fucking see. And I've already been in one car accident recently. I really don't want to be in another one. So that's my public service announcement. Don't drive with your brights on when other people are on the roads. Thank you very much. Anyway, that was I'll move on from that. Of course, I'm going to tell you guys about the TV and movies that I've watched this week, because it wouldn't be a complete podcast episode if I didn't. I am a big Outer Banks person, which, by the way, in case you haven't heard the news, Outer Banks season 3 is It's coming back February 23rd. Very, very excited, but not the point of this. I've known for a while Madeline Klein, who plays Sarah. I see now, like, I'm like, oh, I love Outer Banks so much, and I'm forgetting her name, but yeah, it's Sarah. And Outer Banks was in the sequel to Knives Out, Glass Onion. No fucking idea what a glass onion meant, by the way. But it sounded kind of like weird and Shrekky. Well, anyway, she was going to be in that movie, so I was like, oh, I really want to see it. I love murder mysteries. I heard it's very, like, Clue-esque. But I just, like, I just, like, never make it to the movies. I don't know. I always got things to do, so a lot of times when I'm watching TV and movies in my house, like, I'll be doing other things, like catching up on, like, my personal work and stuff. So I never saw Knives Out. It's not on any streaming services either, but I don't even know how it came about. I think I saw somebody post about Glass Onion or something, and it was Sunday night? I'm trying to think. Maybe Monday. I don't know, because all my days are a mess now because of the holidays, and this wasn't a real week, whatever. One day this week, I decided to put on Knives Out. I was like, I'll rent it for $1.99, but I really want to see Glass Onion, so let's just bite the bullet and spend $2. Phenomenal film. Phenomenal film. It had me, like, really going back and forth with myself, where I was like, oh, I know what happens. Oh shit, I didn't know what happens. Wait, but this might still happen, but I don't know because that's too cliche. I was going back and forth with myself the whole entire time. Great cast. Jamie Lee Curtis, Ana de Armas, Chris Evans. Fantastic. Chris Evans, fantastic. But it was a really good movie, so I would definitely recommend watching Knives Out. And then I watched Glass Onion too, because it is on Netflix, just an FYI. Also very good. Loved Madeline Klein. She's a beautiful woman. But I have to say, so I posted on Instagram, like, oh, just watch Knives Out, like, fantastic. And I got so many replies saying, oh, just wait until you watch Glass Onion. Like, just wait. Like, it's phenomenal. And, like, I think the general consensus was, oh, Glass Onion is, like, Knives Out, but even better. So I watched it, and it was good. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it was an above average film. I would definitely agree with its 90-something rating on Rotten Tomatoes. But I liked Knives Out more. I don't know. Not, like, I'm always, like, a sucker for the original, too. But, I don't know, Knives Out was, like, it's different. So this isn't really spoiling anything, but Knives Out, the first scene, like, a murder happens. And then the whole movie's, like, figuring out the murder. Glass Onion, like, there's not an immediate murder, like, first scene. So I kind of liked, I don't know, I liked the first one better. And I think I have, like, the unpopular opinion there, but either way, like, both movies, phenomenal, loved them both. If you're into suspense, murder mystery, not true crime, I guess, but, like, crime type stuff, definitely give them a watch. But yeah, that's how this week's been going. I'm feeling good, not as tired out as I thought I would be first week back from the holidays, but I'm still getting myself out of that weird in between Christmas and New Year's mindset and into, like, okay, regular life is resuming and we have to work to make a living mindset. But anyway, we have an awesome episode ahead. I'm going to be reviewing, like, the gym shoes that I wear, and I say shoes because I'm not just gonna go with sneakers. Like, I'm gonna do a few. The shoes that I've loved, shoes that I've hated, what I recommend you guys using in the gym for specific exercises, whatever. And then we have an awesome interview at the end of today's episode with Brandi Ruhl, fellow New Jerseyan. I love to meet a Jersey gal. She was great to talk to. We talked a lot about, like, men's mental health, which is funny because neither of us are men. and how she balances working 8 to 6 every day and her healthy lifestyle. So definitely stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's start it. Hello. Let me rewind and try that again. Without further ado, let's get started with this week's episode. All right, let's jump into the highlights for this week. I feel like it goes without saying that my unfitness, like health-related highlight is the fact that I'm going to California and just the whole thing. So I already gave you guys like the whole rundown on that, so I don't want to go too far in depth with it and keep running with it and talk about it for hours, because I could very much talk about it for hours, but I'm gonna jump into my health and fitness related highlight instead. So I was thinking of something else to kind of segue that, but I'm just gonna begin. So I'm just gonna go over this highlight. I gotta give it, and this rarely happens. This might be the only time that this will happen. I'm giving my health and fitness related highlight to my cardio sessions this week, and I fucking hate cardio. You know what? I shouldn't say that. I hate certain forms of cardio. I love cycling. Love it. Like the Peloton, fantastic. Love biking. I don't mind walking, but you know, the stairs really do kill you. The key is to find something that's going to occupy like your time, so you don't realize how fast it goes. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. What I've been doing this week on the Stairmaster, it's harder obviously if you don't like have your hands on the sidebars to assist your weight. So I've been on my phone going through my following list like one by one and checking to see if there's anyone that like, oh, like maybe unfollowed me or whatever, like any old like deactivated accounts I've still been following. Sounds very superficial, but let's be real. We all do it from time to time. So that's what I did. I did it yesterday actually, and my 15 minutes on the Stairmaster flew by. But that's not why I want to give it the highlight. I want to give it the highlight because I have been sweating out every single ounce of evil in my body during these cardio sessions. There are some girls that would like literally rather die than sweat. Don't get me wrong. If I'm like doing a summer activity or driving in the car or literally anywhere else besides the gym or exercising, I don't enjoy sweating. I don't. But when I'm in the gym and I'm like drenched, like sweat's like coming down into my eyeballs and dripping off my chest, it feels like every demon in my body is leaving. That's the only way I can describe it. It feels like every demon in my body is gone. Sweating also opens up your pores. So as long as you shower afterwards, it's like a good cleanser, and it literally just feels like every toxin is being swept away from my body. So I've had, like, I don't know what's changed this week. My workouts or my cardio sessions are normally sweaty ones, but I have been like a goddamn waterfall this week, and it just feels so good. The feeling afterwards, you take a nice shower and you're all clean afterwards, and it has felt like every ounce of evil has been washed away. And for that, it gets to highlight that this week. So I don't know, hopefully that encouraged you to maybe do some cardio. I gotta say, like, we all know it's not awesome during the moment, but when you're done and you have that feeling of like, oh my God, like I feel light like a feather, like all the water weight just left my body. It is such a good feeling. Such a good feeling. All right, so let's talk sneakers and footwear, if you will. Footwear for the gym. If you guys haven't really followed along on Instagram, well, I guess you guys really wouldn't know because a lot of the times I wear my white Vans, and I'll get to that, but I am a shoeaholic, if that's what you would call it. I love shoes, but especially a good sneaker. Sneakers, I have sneakers for like trendy purposes, sneakers for gym purposes. I'm gonna run through all of them right now and tell you like what I purpose them for. Like, is this a gym shoe? Is this not a gym shoe? So I want to start by saying one thing. When I am doing, so I prefer to wear a flat shoe most days in the gym, and the reason why I wear them like most days is honestly because I like the look of it. Like I feel comfortable and confident in my Vans, so that's what I go with. But you definitely want to make sure you're wearing a flat based shoe when you're doing a leg workout, because sneakers, like any type of sneakers, New Balances, Adidas, Nike, whatever, if they don't have that flat base bottom, like a Vans, Converse, Blazers, you're adding some unevenness, which could possibly throw you off balance or make your balance a little bit more unsteady. So when I'm doing things like squatting, I want to make sure that I have a nice flat surface beneath me so I don't have room to like wobble and wiggle and possibly lose my balance, you know? So that is why you see a bunch of people in the gym wearing Vans, Converse, Noble. I don't have any Noble sneakers, but that's a very popular lifting sneaker brand. So if you're not wearing flat shoes or no shoes, if your gym allows it, with socks, may I add, please, on your leg days, you should be. It's safer and it's also easier to get like leg drive in those types of shoes. So when I'm like bench pressing, I find it easier for me to drive through my legs and force my feet down into the earth when I have a hard flat surface beneath me rather than a cushiony sneaker beneath me. With that being said, doing activities like cardio, obviously, well, I shouldn't say all cardio because biking, you're not really putting pressure into your feet, but most forms of cardio, you want to use a more cushiony sneaker just because like you can do it in Vans and Converse and stuff. I have plenty of times, but it's gonna feel a little bit more uncomfortable, and I'm sure you know that. So I do wear both types of shoes to the gym. I tend to go more towards the flat shoes. Definitely Vans on leg days because I love Vans. I have 3 pairs of I'll start by that. I have 3 pairs of the same type of Vans. It doesn't really matter what type you get, but I like the slip-ons. They're trendy and they double as fashion shoes that I could wear with anything, leggings, jeans, whatever. Very trendy shoe, and a gym shoe. So we love a little like a universal, like a staple. Vans are a staple in my closet. What was I saying? Oh, but I keep sneakers in my trunk. I'm gonna be honest, most of the time I do my cardio, I just keep them on. God forbid, my feet are killing me or something, I just keep an extra pair of like actual sneakers in my trunk, because why not? Better to be prepared than sorry, you know? But I'm gonna dive into the shoes that I currently have in my closet and how I would rate them all and what I wear them for. So I already started with the Vans. I have 3 pairs of the slip-ons. I have checkered, I have light pink, and I have white. I wear my white ones basically every day. They are essential. Like, they're just a staple part of my closet. They go with everything. They're great for lifting, and I think they look good on me. I feel confident in them. So that covers Vans. Next, I have some pairs of Converse. I have both low and high top. I feel like low isn't really in anymore. So I have my classic white Converse and then a tie-dye pair. Tie-dye pair is really cool. The white Converse started off, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. The white Converse started off as my frat shoe, yes. When I went to college, at least my sophomore year things started to change, but my freshman year of college, I would say, was the last year in the era of white Converse at school. It didn't matter if you were wearing a fancy top, not fancy top, whenever you went out to a party, regardless of what you were wearing, every girl had white Converse on. every single row. So my white Converse are disgusting. There's stains of God knows what on them, but I do from time to time wear them to the gym. They're that flat base, same thing as the Vans. I don't really have a preference as far as lifting between one or the other. I'm gonna be honest, I wear them based on like what goes with my outfit and my vibe. So that covers Converse. I'm gonna move into my Nike shoes next. So I talked about these shoes last week. I have 2 pairs of the Nike Roshis. I have one pair that's gray and pink that's like a little bit more comfortable. I also don't have another pair of gray and pink sneakers. So those are still in my closet. But overall, I wouldn't suggest buying these sneakers. No one really wears them anymore. I got them, I said this last week, but I got them like my senior year of high school, freshman year of college when they were super trendy. They're probably affordable now because no one really buys them, but they're hard as anything, very uncomfortable, not great for balance either. And I feel like there's trendier shoes out there now. So I used to wear them to go into the gym and just as a casual, like running around in leggings, running errands type of sneaker. I don't touch them anymore, so I wouldn't really recommend getting them. Next, I have 2 pairs of blazers. So the blazers, if you're not familiar, have a very flat bottom. They're kind of like the Van high tops, like they're a very similar look. I've seen a lot of girls wear them in the gym with like high socks and they look super, super cute. I have no ankles and no calves. Like seriously, if you're on YouTube right now, look at how tiny my wrists are. My ankles are the same way. So I don't really wear them in the gym. I do from time to time, but I wear them a lot as a fashion sneaker. I wear them with skinny jeans or mom jeans or like straight jeans. And they're super, super trendy right now, like super in. Would definitely get yourself a pair. They just don't look good on me with leggings. I have no material to work with down there. So I don't really wear them in the gym, but I have, and they're fine. They're fine to lift in. So I've seen plenty of people do it. Would highly recommend getting a pair of blazers. And then I have 1 pair of Air Maxes. They're pink and like a bunch of different varieties of pink. I wouldn't wear these to the gym. I wear them as a fashion sneaker because they're super cute and like cool and different, and they go with like jeans and a white top or a black top. But kind of like the Roshis, they're a stiff sneaker. And they're a little clunky on the bottom because that bottom part is like so stiff. And it looks like it should be soft, like it's called Air Max, hello. So I wouldn't recommend working out in them, but if you're looking for a good fashion sneaker, then I would get them. And I should pause and say that, in case you weren't aware, sneakers and jeans are so in right now. You wouldn't have caught me dead in high school wearing any type of sneaker with jeans, but now I wear sneakers all the time. They're so comfy. And so many more workplaces are allowing you to wear sneakers to work. I would recommend the blazers and the Air Maxes for that. And my last pair, the Air Force Ones. I think Nike shoes in general just tend to be more stiff. I don't really have the problem with my blazers, but my Air Force Ones also like a stiff shoe. Overall, I would say with Nike, very cute fashion shoes, and I would definitely get their shoes for fashion purposes, but not for actual exercise purpose. And even they're really like exercise shoes, you know. I don't really buy Nikes to exercise in. I buy them more for fashion purposes. Adidas, on the other hand, very comfortable sneakers. So if you're actually looking for a sneaker that you can go and wear to the gym or like wear when you're doing cardio, or even like if you're going to fucking Disneyland or something and you need to stand around and like for a long time, I would definitely take Adidas over Nike. You guys heard me talk about my Ultra Boosts last week, so I'm not gonna go too like in depth with them. Best sneaker. All you need to know is best sneaker. hands down. So comfortable, so cute, so soft, not clunky at all. Looks good with my skinny ankles, which is a win. Best sneaker. That, case closed. That's it. I also have a pair of NMDs, also very comfortable. Adidas has like a cloud foam technology, so I used to wear those every day in the gym, except for leg days, you know. And then I run into the small ankle problem again, where when shoes are like big, like these ones like are kind of thicker and like a wider shoe, it just doesn't look right with my skinny ankle. So I kind of stopped wearing them. But if you don't have that problem and you have a regular person's ankles, I would definitely go for it. They're very comfortable. They're just, I wish they looked better on me than they do. They look great on Whitney Simmons because she has regular size ankles. And that's it for Adidas shoes. Those are the only Adidas shoes I have. I have a pair of Lane 8 sneakers that everyone needs to get for multiple reasons. So I have the Hit Trainer from Lane 8. I have it in key lime green, super, super cute. These sneakers are a perfect balance between like sturdy and offers me support, but also soft and doesn't hurt my foot like a Nike shoe does. Super cute, by the way, like not a wide shoe again, so it looks great on me. Very happy about that. Comes in a variety of different colors. And I think the most important part, made with sustainable materials. I love that. I like shopping sustainably can be expensive from time to time, but any chance that I get that I can and I can afford it, I will. So they're reasonably priced with every other sneaker on the market. So if shopping sustainable is something you want to get into, or you're looking for like a new sneaker, I would definitely go for them. And they're called the Hit Trainer because they're perfect for activities like jumping around and stuff like that. Not a leg day sneaker, but a high intensity sneaker for sure. And that is, I'm trying to rack my brain right now just to make sure that I don't forget anything. I covered Vans, Converse, Lee. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I would go 100% yes for Nike, or for Adidas. Nike, great for fashion purposes. Definitely need a Van or a Converse in your life. Definitely. And that's it. So those are the shoes that I have in my closet. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of inspiration if you're looking to pick something up or expand your wardrobe or your collection. And if you have skinny ankles like me, now you know what shoes are. Okay, time to get into our weekly questions. I'm prepared. Like I say every week, you can use the question poll that I put up every Monday. You can DM me, you can send me an email, I don't know. However you want to contact me, I'm here for it. We don't have too many questions this week, so I should be able to fly through these. But I'm going to read off the ones that I have. The first one asks, what are your New Year body fitness goals? And I kind of went over this a little bit last year, so I'm going to continue for now to continue to build my body and specifically try and target building my lower body before I cut in the summer again. So I'm working through my bulk. I'm going to work towards till the end of February, go back down to maintenance, sit there for like a few weeks, and then I'll cut. Next question. Best mainstream fitness brands. Okay, definitely Lululemon, had to throw that one out there. Top of my list. Align leggings, staple. Free to Be Wild Bra, staple. Flow to Y Bra, staple. Go Everywhere belt bag, staple. Love Lululemon. Very expensive, but their clothes hold up over time, so worth it. Let me think. Alphalete too. Love their leggings and shorts. Comfy, durable, cute. Definitely would get them over the dupes because I've heard that their dupes can be a little not squat proof, if you know what I mean. I used to love Gymshark, but to be honest, kind of over them. I think that there's better brands. So as far, like, I'm assuming this question is referring to clothes. I'm gonna go with those two for sure. Next question. What are your favorite tricep exercises? Great question. So here are my staple tricep exercises that I kind of rotate through. Overhead extension. So I'll do that with a dumbbell. I'll do it single arm. You could do it on the cable. Kickbacks. And then I like to do either like a cable extension. So I'll do a rope extension, maybe an underhand extension, target different part of the triceps. Overhand extensions, just regular one. Single arm. Love a good cable extension. So I normally throw two variations of those in my workouts. And then push-ups. I like dips too, but I wouldn't say it's like one of my faves. But I definitely try and do push-ups every week just because it's one of those things that like being able to do push-ups is like kind of a flex. But it also works like a lot of my core as well. So with the push-ups, you want to make sure that your elbows are tucked in. A lot of people like to splay their elbows out. That's going to put some unnecessary pressure on the rotator cuff and also more so pressure on the chest than the triceps. Whereas the closer your triceps are to the side of your body, the more you're going to feel it there. And then my last question, like I said, I don't really have too many of them this week, is what is your warm-up routine? And I can't really give a straightforward answer to this one because it changes based on the day. I have my leg routine posted actually very recently on my reels, so you could check it out there. I always try to do some cat-cows just to warm up my spine, since that's important no matter what I'm hitting. But it changes from upper body days, lower body days, you know. But I will say that I do a dynamic warm-up to really get me like ready to go into the workout. And then I finish, or at night, I'll be real, I do it mostly at night. I do some static stretching. So dynamic warm-up start, static stretching end. And okay, yeah, that's it for questions this week. So nice, short and sweet. All right, guys, that pretty much sums up this week's episode of Confessions of a Gym Rat. Very excited to give you my LA recap review next week. Hopefully, I'm gonna try and vlog. I'm not really good at that kind of stuff, so maybe there will be a vlog. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Lifts with Liz. This podcast is also on YouTube, so you can subscribe to me on YouTube. Also Lifts with Liz. And leave me a little review and subscription to wherever you're listening to this podcast. I love you all, and I'll talk to you next Monday.